Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you guys a recipe for PANDE COCO, which is one of my favorite Filipino style breads. You can actually use this recipe to make pandesal as well, or you can use it as a base for Spanish bread and even like pan de ube, etc. But yeah, for today we are going to make PANDE COCO, and I'm just going to show you guys how it's done. So first, in our bowl we are going to add in 4 cups of all-purpose flour, or you can use bread flour, which is what I'm going to be using in my case. And next we want to crack in 1 egg. Now we're going to add in half a stick of softened butter and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now we're going to add in 4 teaspoons of dried instant yeast, and we are going to add in a teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to add in half a cup of sugar, half a cup of lukewarm water, and 1 cup of milk. Now this is ready to go in our mixer, and today we are going to be using the dough hook for our mixer today. And yeah, we're just going to put the speed up on number 2, and now you just want to let this like mix in for about 10 to 15 minutes until the dough becomes like an elastic kind of texture. So yeah, we just want to do this for about 10-15 minutes, making sure to check it that the dough is kneading evenly. Once the dough is ready, it should look something like this, and we are just going to transfer this to a bowl that has some oil in it, and then we are just going to cover this up, and we are going to let it proof for about an hour, so until it doubles its size. So we're just going to cover it with cling wrap. You can use a damp cloth if you want, but I think it's easier if I just use a cling wrap. And yeah, we're just going to sit this in a warm place and let it just rise and double its size for an hour. Now moving on, we are going to make our PANDE COCO filling. We're just going to need 1.5 cups of desiccated coconut, half a cup of brown sugar, and half a cup of melted butter. We're just going to heat this up onto a saucepan on low heat. Just make sure you don't crunch it up as much as I did, because I kind of overcooked it, so it got a little bit too crunchy. But it's okay, it still works. It was still good. Just make sure you check it and don't overcook the coconut. So yeah, we're just going to set this aside to let it cool down, and we are going to use this later on for our PANDE COCO filling. So I picked up like the wrong desiccated coconut. I didn't get like the really finely shredded one. So what I did was, when this cooled down for a bit, I put it in like a food processor just to crush up the coconuts a little bit more, just to make it a little bit more fine. And now that our dough is ready and doubled its size, I'm just putting it on a platter just like this. You can put on the table or a bench top, whatever works for you. It just has a little bit of flour, and I'm just kneading the dough up a little bit, and I'm shaping it into like a log, but nothing too special. It's just gonna make it a little bit more easier for me to cut. So now we're just getting a few pieces of the dough, and we're just rolling it, and we're just stretching it out to make it into kind of like a circle. And now we are filling it with our PANDE COCO filling, and we're just tucking it underneath just like this to make it into like a little ball. And now I am just shaping it into the shape of like PANDE COCO, which is like round but a little bit flat on the top, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, we're just going to continue this process, and as you can see here, the filling is actually a little bit more finely milled, because like I said, I got the wrong one, so it was a little bit hard to work with when you had like the bigger shredded coconut. So I put this in a food processor, and I actually grinded it a little bit more finer, just to make it a little bit more easier for us to roll. So we're just going to continue the whole process until all our breads are done. ready, we're just going to lay it out on a tray like this and flatten it a little bit. And now we are just going to poke in 3 holes on the top using a fork, just like this. And now we are just going to let this sit for about 30 minutes just to let it rise, and once it's done we are going to coat it with some egg wash at the top. So I just cracked an egg and I'm brushing it, and now this is ready to go in the oven. And now we're going to cook this in for about 10 to 15 minutes on 180 degrees. And this is what your PANDE COCO should look like. So I actually made some Nutella bread as well with the leftover dough, and yeah, it's a little bit toasted because you can never trust your husband with the oven. He said it was like still good, but when I checked it, it was like toasted and brown. So yeah, I hope you guys like this recipe. Please like and subscribe if you did. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.